Hi, and welcome to Relationship Talk with Laura. Today we are going to talk about the communication trap called denial, or in plain words, lying. One of the commandments in a relationship is, "Thou shalt not lie." But why do people lie? It's because they get something out of it. The other day, I was in line ready to board the airplane to fly up to Seattle. I was standing behind a woman who had a trail of toilet paper hanging out of her pants down to her thigh. It was straight out of the movies. I whispered in her ear, "Excuse me, but I think you should know you have some toilet paper hanging out of your waistband of your pants." Well, to my surprise, she turned and looked at me and said, "I do not. I haven't even been to the bathroom." And she plucked the toilet paper out of her waistband and stuffed it into her purse. A complete example of denial. Why did she even need to lie about something so unimportant? A normal person would have said, "Oh, I can't believe it," and turned 6 shades of red, and then said to me, "Oh, thank you for telling me. I would have been so embarrassed if I had gone the whole day with that toilet paper hanging out of my pants. I'm so grateful to you." But no, she had to deny. That meant that for some reason she had been trained to deny that that was more important than telling the truth. Another example of that is President Clinton. Don't we all remember when he faced the cameras and said, "I never had sex with that woman"? Well, he certainly did something to Monica Lewinsky, and we all found out about it, and then he was known as the liar. Oftentimes, we can't trust politicians because they have learned that it is better to deny than to tell the truth. Another story is about a friend of mine that I had many years ago. She bragged about the fact that she had never received a speeding ticket. Of course, she had been guilty of speeding. Sometimes she was late for work, sometimes she was late for an appointment, and she would speed. But when she was stopped by the policeman, she had an act, and it was called denial. I asked her to explain it to me. I wanted to know what her technique was. What was her secret for never receiving a speeding ticket? She said, "Oh, it's very simple. As soon as the officer walks up to me, I unroll my window and say, 'What's wrong, officer?' To which he tells me that I've been speeding 10 miles over the limit. To which I say, 'Oh, no. No, that couldn't be true, officer. I've been watching my speedometer. I have absolutely been going the speed limit. It says so right here on my speedometer.' To which the police officer says, 'Well, no, my radar is never wrong, and it said you were 10 miles over the speed limit.' But what she does is she proceeds to deny, 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 even to the point of saying, 'Oh, officer, your radar needs to be fixed because I was going the speed limit. I don't speed. I'm a very cautious driver.' Well, by the time she's finished with the poor officer, he says, 'Well, one of us, either your speedometer isn't working or my radar isn't working. Well, go your way and please get it checked.' Well, she learned somewhere in her life that denying benefits her, but I can guarantee that she has fallen into the denial trap and caused heartache or received great heartache in her life. Let's take a look at our actors, Cecilia and Jake, who are going to demonstrate the denial trap.
Hey, the chocolate chip cookie I made yesterday are all gone.
I had some from the jar, but that was about it.
I made 2 dozens yesterday, and I wrapped 1 dozen in the refrigerator to save for Friday to celebrate one of my coworkers' birthday.
Huh. Well, yeah, I only ate a couple of them, so I don't know what to tell you.
How come you don't know? There are only 2 people in the room. Do you know what happened to the chocolate chip cookie?
Maybe we have a burglar. I have no idea, though. I didn't eat your cookies.
I'm so mad. How come you say you don't know?
Because I don't know. If you've got to make more cookies, you better get cracking.
Cookies are not just like disappear by themselves.
Looks like they are.
What happened to you? Did you eat them and are afraid to tell me?
No.
This is a classic case of denial over something very unimportant. Jake keeps denying the fact that he ate the cookies. Very simple. Poor Cecilia had made 2 dozen cookies. She had placed 1 dozen in the cookie jar that Jake could eat any time, and then she had saved the other dozen in the freezer because she was taking them to work to celebrate a birthday for one of her friends and colleagues at work. Why did he have to keep saying, "No, I didn't eat the cookies"? Of course, Cecilia knows that he's lying. Only 2 people live in the apartment. And what? They're cookie burglars? Only on Sesame Street, the Cookie Monster. But in real life, there aren't burglars who come in just to steal cookies into a home. And so Cecilia obviously knows that he is lying to her. Mistrust arises now. How can she trust him? And a divide occurs in which they are no longer a team. The concept when we get married is that we want to be a team. We marry because we love each other. We give each other unconditional love. We confide our secrets in each other. And we vow that we will never, never be anything but one, close together, that will always tell each other the truth. But the reason that the communication trap of denial occurs is because we don't provide a punishment-free zone. What on earth is a punishment-free zone, you ask? Well, it is a climate in which our mate can tell us the truth, and we act as a team and as problem solvers. Let's take a look at Cecilia and Jake now, working as a team and as problem solvers.
Hey honey, I cannot find the chocolate chip cookie in the refrigerator that I saved for tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I ate them. I thought they were just out.
Oh no, I should have put a sign on it saying reserved for Friday, please do not eat.
That would have let me know that you didn't want me to eat them, but we can go ahead and make some more if you want.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you for so apologetic and willing to help me.
No problem.
Thank you.
Notice how Jake right away admits it, that he ate the cookies. 2, he says he's sorry. Oh, very, very important. And 3rd, he acts as a team. I'm going to help you make new cookies. And here we have enormous trust. And Cecilia isn't angry because he's admitted the truth, but he's acting as a partner. I'm going to help you. Yes, I had no idea that those cookies were for someone else. And Cecilia learns a lesson herself, and she decides, well, in the future, I'm going to put a sign on any cookies that I put in the freezer that I'm saving for something so that Jake will know not to eat them. So she also becomes a problem solver with him rather than a blamer. Let's bring up our first graphic on why people deny, why they lie in a relationship. Why do people deny or lie? 1, they are afraid they will get into trouble with their mate. Now, why would we get in trouble with each other when we're supposed to be partners? Aren't we all living in a human condition? Isn't it true that we all make mistakes? Secondly, they fear the consequences of their actions. In other words, they're afraid that they are going to be punished by their mate in some way. Number 3, they deny or lie because we have not created a punishment-free zone for our mate, meaning that we are open without getting angry, without creating punishments. We are open and act as a team. You tell me the truth and we'll solve it together. Now let's take a look at what the punishments are that people give to each other for not telling the truth to each other or for telling the truth. These are the types of punishments that frequently people inflict on each other. 1, okay, so the mate is angry, so says, fine, no date for you this Friday. Go ahead and cancel the dinner reservations. What you did to me is unspeakable. Or 2, no sex for you tonight. Get your sheets and pillow and blanket and sleep on the couch. Or number 3, Forget about getting the new sewing machine we were going to buy tomorrow, or the computer we were going to buy tomorrow, or whatever that they wanted. We punish them by saying that they can't have something, like they're a child, and we're punishing them. Or number 4, we use the silent treatment and won't talk to them anymore. And then 5, even worse, is a barrage of verbal abuse. All right, so these are the types of punishments that happen. So we are training our mate not to tell the truth. We're training them to use the denial technique. Remember the woman who was standing in line with me, who had the toilet paper hanging out from her pants? She had been trained to deny. Perhaps in her life, whether it was her parents, whether it was her husband, whether it was a boyfriend, she had been trained that if she told the truth, she would be punished, either verbally or no dates or silent treatment, one of the things that people commonly use to punish their mate. So what can we do to train our mates that they can always tell us the truth? What kind of climate do we need to provide for them? Let's bring up the next graphic. How to inspire our mates to tell the truth. 1, always keep a moderate, kind, and loving voice when questioning your mate. So when we think that something is up, what happened to the cookies, say it in a nice way, not an accusative way. 2, provide a punishment-free zone. 3, use expressions like, oh, I know you didn't mean to eat the cookies. And next, let's solve this problem together. This is how we can inspire our mates to tell the truth. Now, let's take a look again at our actors, Cecilia and Jake, and find out again how they do it wrong and how they train their mate to deny, and then secondly, how they inspire their mate to tell the truth. Let's bring up the next episode of Cecilia and Jake.
There's a dent in the car. What happened?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? When I left yesterday, there was no dent in your car. When I come home at the end of the night, there's a huge dent in the side of your car. No one else drives your car, and no one else goes into the garage, so why don't you just tell me the truth about what happened?
I don't know what happened to the car.
Okay, now you're lying to me again. Like, this has got to stop. That was a very expensive car, and now it's going to have to get paid for. So why don't you tell me about what happened to the car?
Okay, well, if you must know, there's a pole in between your car and mine. When I'm backing out of the garage, it's hard to see it. And yesterday I was in a hurry and accidentally ran into the pole and smashed the front of the car. Yeah.
I knew it. You lied to me. I mean, how can we have these conversations? This keeps happening. Like, this is going to be very expensive, and there's no way I'm going to help you pay for that. That was completely your mistake. You need to watch where you're going.
I didn't mean to.
It doesn't matter. It still has to get paid for, and somebody's going to have to take care of it.
Here we see that Jake is punishing Cecilia. You know, Cecilia doesn't want to tell the truth because she knows that Jake is going to verbally abuse her, is going to criticize her and make her feel terrible. And so she denies that she had anything to do with the accident with her car. Finally, Jake worms it out of her, and Cecilia admits that she has definitely smashed the car into the pole in the garage. And what happens? Jake isn't a team player. He immediately criticizes her and blames her and tells her that he's not going to pay for it, and boy, she's going to have to pay for the whole thing herself, and he really gets mad at her. That is causing definitely a divide in their relationship. Rather than being one, they're now over here because he hasn't provided a punishment-free zone. Now let's see them acted out the correct way of providing a punishment-free zone.
So there's a dent on the side of your car. Kind of a big one.
It's terrible. I was in a hurry. I was late for work yesterday, and then I accidentally ran into the pole, like when I was backing out of the garage. I feel terrible about it.
Okay, well, at least the car's insured, so I'm sorry that happened to you, but we can go ahead and get it taken care of. Do you want to switch sides in the garage so that it's not
Oh, that would
quite
be
so
so
terrible to back out?
helpful. Yeah.
Okay, just remember the pole's going to be on the other side, so you could still hit it just the other way.
Thanks for understanding. You are the best.
Not a problem.
That Cecilia and Jake are problem solvers together. The wonderful thing here is that Jake says, okay, well, we've got insurance. The insurance will take care of the accident. And let's see, what can I do to help you? Would you like to have my parking place so you're on the other side of the pole? Maybe that would help you. And Cecilia really appreciates the way that he responds to her in this way. So here they are now together as one, acting as a team, knowing that they're both human. They live in what we call the human condition. They accept each other as is, and they provide a punishment-free zone and become problem solvers together. We have a caller on the line. Let me take it. Hello, you are on the air?
Hey, Laura, thanks for taking my call. My name is Frank.
Hi, Frank. How can I help you today?
Well, Laura, I'm calling because I'm having some trouble with my girlfriend. She's
Okay.
mad at me.
Okay. Oh, do you know why she's mad at you?
Well, yeah, I got a pretty good idea. I went out. Well, I wanted to go out with some friends. You know, I've been spending a lot of time with my girlfriend, and I wanted to go out and just hang out with my guys. Have guys night, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that was fine. You know, she kind of gave me the stank eye when I told her about it. But you know, she's always thinking I'm going to be up to no good. But I just wanted to have a good time out with my buddies, and we were gonna go play poker at my friend Bill's house. And so we went over to Bill's house, and Bill had the idea to, instead of play poker, we go out to the gentleman's club.
Ooh, okay.
And, you know, I know my girlfriend's not okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hesitant, but I told the guys to, you know, keep it a secret because I can't let her find out about that.
Uh-huh.
And we could go out and have some fun.
Okay.
And that's what we did. We went out and had a good time, you know.
All right. So you didn't want to tell your girlfriend. What were you afraid her reaction would be?
Well, you know, if I'm at the gentleman's club, I'm looking at other women, she would have a problem with that.
Okay. So how much do you love this girl?
Oh, you know, she's my dream girl.
She's your dream girl?
Oh yeah, you know, she's beautiful. She's got the she's beautiful and funny and talented.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a temper though. I mean, she can get angry. She's got that spicy temper.
Okay. So you've been watching our show today.
Yeah.
And you've been learning about what we call a punishment-free zone.
Yeah, that's what I was interested in.
So what I'm hearing is that if you tell your girlfriend the truth, she's
Yeah.
not going to provide a punishment-free zone for you.
I mean, I'd like to think so, but she found out about it. See, what happened was I told my buddies to keep it a secret, but one of my friends, he went and told his girlfriend, who told my girlfriend, and she found out that way. So now she thinks I'm lying to her, and she's real upset about it.
Okay. So she didn't listen to the whole explanation?
No, she didn't give me a chance.
Okay.
I'm on the couch.
I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it is funny, isn't it?
Because maybe from the outside, but for me, it's, you know, a serious matter.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Sorry about that.
Don't want my girlfriend getting mad at me. You know, I mean, trying to iron things out here.
Yeah.
But what you're saying about the punishment-free zone, I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me because I couldn't tell her what I was doing.
Right, exactly. However, it sounds to me by the fact that you told your friends to keep it a secret and not tell anybody, that you knew that you were betraying her trust by going to the gentleman's club.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, I guess I could see it that way.
Okay. So what would have happened if instead you placed a call to your girlfriend and say, hey, hon, my buddies don't want to play poker tonight. They want to go to the gentleman's club. What do you think about that?
Ooh, I think she would have slapped me on the phone.
Okay. Well, do you think that's an appropriate behavior to do when you are committed to this beautiful girlfriend who's your dream girl?
Well, no, I guess not.
All right. I don't think it is.
No, I mean, I guess, I'd like to be able to tell her what I'm going to do and not have to worry about repercussions.
I understand. However, it sounds like you're committed to this girl, that she's your dream girl.
Uh-huh.
And so when we commit to someone, we forsake all others.
Okay.
That means that you don't go to a gentleman's club. If you really love her and you want to create a oneness in your relationship and you want to be close to her, you do not go to a gentleman's club. Because
Yeah, but I mean, some of my buddies were doing that now. I can't just, not go.
why not?
Well, those are my boys. I never get to see them.
Okay, but going to a gentleman's club, you're not really seeing them either. They're going and gawking
Well, I'm
at...
seeing lots of things.
That's right, the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
So the concept is that a punishment-free zone applies when we're honest with each other. And you were being honest with her by sneaking around her back.
Okay.
So,
I guess, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
All right. So what you want to do is talk to her, and I suggest that you look at this show together. It will be posted online on Ustream and on YouTube.
Okay.
And if you watch it together, then you can have a great discussion.
That's a real good idea, actually. I think I'll breach that topic with her.
All right. Well, thanks for calling
Oh,
in.
thanks for taking my call. You're a big help.
I wish you the best.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. This was a great example. Frank was sneaking around his girlfriend's back. When we have a relationship, we have to be transparent with each other. We have to live our life openly so that there is constant trust, constant love, and then we can use unconditional love with each other and provide a punishment-free zone. Let's take a look at some other questions that have come in today. Sabrina from Montana. My husband is a tyrant and he has trained me to be a liar. Aha, that happens, doesn't it? We train each other to be liars when we don't use the skills of a punishment-free zone. I'm afraid of him, frankly. Oh, he doesn't beat me or anything like that. But if I make a mistake of any kind, I hear about it. I really don't know what to do. This is a common problem, Sabrina, and I really recommend that you make an appointment with your husband and sit down together and watch this show together so that you can bring up the topic about denial. Tell him that you want to be able to always tell him the truth. But when he verbally punishes you, it makes you want to lie. And talk about the idea that you're both human, that you both are going to make mistakes. But if you're open to each other and you say, oh, things happen, I'm sorry, what can we do about it? The idea is that you are a team. You act as a team now. All right, good luck on that. Joyce from New Mexico. I feel as though I am a blamer and have created a climate in which my children lie to me and deny their actions when I ask them point blank if they did something. I like the idea of a punishment-free zone, but feel as though I can't change now. You can do it. You can do it. Yay! You can do it! Joyce, I'm your cheerleader. You can change and you can create a punishment-free zone for your children. Now, this doesn't mean that they can get away with anything that they want to. First of all, make sure that you have a rule book. I recommend that parents create a rule book every single year, have it posted on the bulletin board in the kitchen, have it posted in each child's room so that they know what the Bible of rules are in your family. Now, with the rules, this is the thing. If they make a mistake accidentally and they come to you and tell you the truth, this is the punishment-free zone you are going to provide for them. I'll give you an example. One time our daughter was washing the dishes and accidentally broke this cobalt blue violin vase that was an antique. At the time it was worth $75. She accidentally broke it. But she immediately came to me and said, oh, Mom, I am so sorry. I made a mistake. I broke this vase. Well, of course, I provided a punishment-free zone for her and said, honey, it's okay. You are far more important than this face, and I've made mistakes too. I know you didn't mean to. Thank you so much for telling me the truth. And there was no punishment. Well, because of that and providing the punishment-free zone, I was very fortunate that my children would come to me and tell me when they made mistakes. Now, on the other hand, if your child knows that they're not allowed to go out drinking, they're not allowed to go to parties and smoke marijuana, and they sneak out of the bedroom in the middle of the night and go to some party, okay, that's a different thing. They are not admitting to it. You catch them, then they're punished. So you let them know that if they tell you the truth, that you will provide a punishment-free zone for them. But if they don't tell you the truth and you catch them, then they will have to have a punishment. That's how it works in a family. You can do it. You can do it. Our next question comes from Jimmy from Indianapolis, Indiana. I don't get how you can have a punishment-free zone with kids. My kids would say, hey, Dad, I smoked pot. Guess you can't punish me because I told the truth. What do I do? Explain, please. I hope you were listening, Jimmy, to the answer I gave to Joyce. In other words, you also must create a rule book. If a child comes to you and says, hey, I smoke pot, you can't punish me, I told the truth, of course that doesn't work. That isn't the case because it is a willful breaking of the rules. This is about accidents. This is about mistakes. It's about your child saying, hey, Dad, I've got a flat tire. I'm going to be a half hour late. I've called AAA to help me. It's going to be a while. They've told the truth. And so you don't punish them for being a half an hour or an hour late for curfew as long as they get home as fast as they can. That's where you provide the punishment-free zone, not on willful breaking of the rules. 4, Dorothy from Walnut Creek, California. Last week I bought a new dress, but I didn't tell my husband because I didn't want him to get mad at me. I work outside the home as a paralegal and make good money, but we share our money together. I bought the dress on a credit card, so when he saw it in my closet and asked if it was new, I said, oh no, I bought it ages ago. I felt badly for lying, but I didn't want to lecture about how I shouldn't be spending money. Now, what should I do? Dorothy, you are not a team player with your husband. You are like this. You've learned to lie because you want to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and you don't want to be a team player. Team players talk to each other. If you were a team player, you would say, honey, there is this dress at Macy's. I want it so badly. Is there any way that we can budget money for it so that I can get it? I mean, I love it more than anything. I really, really want it. Okay, well, your husband is going to be a team player because you're telling the truth. The idea is that he provides a punishment-free zone and he says, okay, you want it? Let's be problem solvers. I recommend that you watch this show with him so that you can have a discussion and learn how to have a punishment-free zone, how to be truthful with each other. Because when you're truthful, you become team players. You know you're human, you accept each other as is, and you learn to be problem solvers. The last question of the day is Kenneth from Wisconsin. Please describe punishment-free zone again. I don't get it. All right, once again. A punishment-free zone is when we talk in a very calm, loving voice. We listen to our mate unconditionally. We know that accidents happen. We know that problems happen. And we become team players. We're also willing to admit when we do something wrong. We're willing to say that we are sorry. And the other mate is willing to say, these things happen. Let's solve the problem together. A punishment-free zone is when you give love to each other and you solve problems as a team. It does not mean that you can do whatever you want, like the caller Frank who called in and thought he could just go to a gentleman's club if he wanted to. If he told the truth, then his girlfriend should let him go to a strip club. No, that's not right either. We have rules in marriage. The rules in marriage are that we have a set of values and standards that we live by. And we agree to live by those. That doesn't mean that we can do anything that we want. But it means that we will provide love for each other and a punishment-free zone. Good luck, and I hope that you can practice avoiding the trap of denial and lying by providing a punishment-free zone and being a team with your mate. Until next week, have a good week.